Let's start our joints exercises. Let's begin with the eyes. Let's rotate the eyes 3 times clockwise, 3 times counterclockwise, making sure you're covering every point on the circle, looking at the periphery, and being aware of those tiny eye muscles being exercised and energized. And when you're done, let's close our eyes and enjoy that extra warmth we just got in our eyes because of the increased blood circulation. Let's begin with the neck exercises now. Imagine a clock, analog clock, starting with 6 o'clock, chin towards the chest. Inhale to 12 o'clock. Exhale to 6 o'clock. Inhale to 12. Exhale to 6. Inhale to 12. Very slowly. Very gently come back to the center. Now 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So take your ear towards one shoulder, then inhale to the other. You want to do these neck exercises extremely slowly because we're not used to making these movements in the neck all the time. So you want to be very careful and be aware of all those neck muscles being strengthened and energized. Inhale one way, exhale the other, and then gradually come back to the center. Now let's do the diagonals, starting with 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Exhale to 5. Inhale to 11. Exhale to 5. Be aware of your neck muscles being energized and strengthened. Inhale to 11 and come back to the center. Now the opposite diagonal, 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Inhale to 1 from 7. Exhale to 7. Inhale to 1. Exhale to 7. Inhale to 1. And then slowly come back to the center. Now we shall do the owl stretch. So inhaling, look as far right as you can. Exhale to the center. Inhaling, look as far left as you can. Exhale to the center. Continue 2 more times. Now let's try after the owl stretch, let's do the turtle. So in that, chin forward, inhaling, exhaling, bring the chin towards the chest. Again, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhaling, make a double chin. And then the last one the second last one in the neck exercises, the Indian dance one. So thumbs near your shoulders and then look left and right towards the thumbs and try to move the neck from side to side. And now finally we shall do the rotation of the neck 3 times clockwise, 3 times counterclockwise. Breathe in, half circle. Breathe out the other half. Enjoy the stretch in your neck muscles. 3 times clockwise, 3 times counterclockwise. Continue to inhale and exhale and be aware of the muscles in the neck being stretched and the ones directly opposite being contracted. Breathe in, breathe out. Now let's move on to our joints in the fingers. Let's start. Inhale, extend your fingers. Exhale, make a gentle fist. Inhale, expand. Exhale, gentle fist. Do it 5 times. Let's move on to the wrist joints. Make gentle fists and rotate your wrists 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other. Then your palms facing forward. Inhale one way, exhale, take the hands down 3 times. Then side to side, working on your wrist joints. Now let's do the Indian dance, the wrist movements, and then reverse 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the opposite. And now let's work on the carpal tunnel. So pull the fingers towards you, then move on to the other hand. You may do this 3 times on each side, and then another one where you're pushing your hand inside. You can do that 3 times also. And now the flower. So expand and inhale one way, exhale, bring the fingers together. Inhale, expand, exhale, bring the fingers together. And do this with both the sides 3 times. Okay, now let's work another one for the elbows and the fingers. So come up, inhaling one way, exhaling the other. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. It doesn't matter which side you're inhaling or exhaling. Just continue to breathe in and breathe out. Just make sure you're breathing and not holding your breath. Again, switch over your arms and continue 3 times on the opposite side. Now let's slowly move on to our elbow joints. Hands forward, inhale. Now place your fingers on the shoulders, then inhale, exhale, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, outward, inhale, exhale, breathe in. Be aware of the movement in the elbow joints. Breathe in, breathe out. Now palms facing forward, bringing the hands to the chest. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Relax for a few seconds. And then let's move on to our shoulder joints. Palms facing down and crisscross your arms a few times. And make sure you swap the arms. So if right is above the left, then the next turn, make the left over the right. And then the next one for the shoulders, the airplane movement. So rotating around your shoulder joints 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the opposite. Moving on to the final shoulder exercise. 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other. Enjoy the movement in the shoulder joints, and also there's a nice stretch in the back. Make sure your shoulders are not outward but closer towards the face. And 3 in one direction, 3 in the opposite. Okay. Now we shall move on to the hips, and this is the butterfly. So you can swing your legs. Either swing them, or you can even hold the legs still and feel the stretch in the inner thighs. Try to bring your knees as close to the floor as possible. The next one we shall do is the the leg cradles. And the leg cradles, place your foot in between the elbow and rock the leg a few times in one direction, being aware of the movement in the hip area. This is also a good hip opener. Let's switch to the opposite side. And again, 3 times. Continue to rock your leg cradle and enjoy the movement in the hip area. Now slowly release. Take a few relaxing breaths and let's get ready for the cow's face. So this posture is good for your knee joints, the ankle joints, the thighs, good for your shoulder joints. Now if your left leg is up, then your right arm goes behind, and at the back you clasp your fingers. Okay, this posture is extremely beneficial for various joints in your body. And observe in this posture how your chest is locked. So this posture actually forces you to breathe correctly, not do shallow chest breathing, but do deep diaphragmatic breathing. Now you can look at the posture from the back side. As you notice, the hands are being clasped. So this is good for carpal tunnel also, if you can hold on to both your hands. Okay, now moving around and going for the other side, the opposite side. Now, why do we call this the cow's face? As you can see, these are the cow's ears. The feet make the ears for the cow, ears, the nose, and then the mouth. Once again, observe how your chest is locked in this posture. So you cannot do shallow chest breathing. You are being forced to breathe diaphragmatically. Proper deep diaphragmatic breathing. Face is relaxed, smile on your face, and focus on your breathing. Now let's slowly release and let's move on to our toe joints in the toes. What you want to do is, as you inhale, extend your toes, exhale, scrunch them up. Inhale, extend, exhale, scrunch. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's move to the ankle joints. Spread the feet slightly apart and let's rotate around the ankle joints 3 times in one direction and 3 times in the other. Okay, and let's just work on the knee joints a little bit before we come to a standing position. Let's begin with the knee joints. So bend the knees slightly, place your palms on the kneecaps and rotate, move your knees around 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the opposite direction, working on your knee joints. Next, we shall place the hands on your hips for balance. Bring the thigh parallel to the floor, and then, as you can see, the thigh is parallel to the floor. Then you want to rotate around the knee joint. So imagine the knee as a fulcrum and going around 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other, being aware of the movement in the knee joint. When you're done with one leg, let's move on to the other. You're welcome to hold on to a wall or a railing or anything you like, but make sure that your thigh is parallel to the floor and you are rotating around the knee joint. Okay. The next one we shall do is for the hip. So let's do 3 times rotating in one direction and then 3 times in the other. And now let's move on and work on Garudasana, eagle. This is an extremely good posture. It works on your knee joints, your thighs, works on your shoulder joints, and you want to take your leg behind, tuck it in behind the other leg, and then cross your arms, bend down slightly, going down straight. This works on your reproductive organs, adrenal glands, and as you notice, it works on your shoulder joints also. Extremely beneficial posture. And as you can see, you take your leg and tuck it back. There you go. And if this is hard, you're welcome to just take the leg forward and leave it loose if you're unable to tuck it behind the other leg. And just balance. Now let's move on to the other side. Opposite arms, interlace, find a spot to focus at, balance yourself, bend down slightly, and enjoy this posture while you focus on your breathing.